This is James Oliver Jr., parentpreneur expert and author of the book, The More You Hustle, the Luckier You Get. You can be a successful parentpreneur. And it's time for today's daily dose of inspiration with a chapter reading from my book, chapter 19, which is called, let's see what it's called. What does success mean to you? Are you successful? So this is a short chapter, but I think it's interesting. So anyway, per usual, you can get the book at www.themoreyouhustle.com or on iBooks or Kindle. And of course, tag a friend or someone, a relative that's an entrepreneur or a parentpreneur or who has a corporate job and is maybe thinking about taking the entrepreneurial plunge or just trying to figure out some side hustle stuff. I think they'll be inspired by the book. And they will thank you. You will look like a superstar because you put them onto this joint right here. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into chapter 19. What does success mean to you? Are you successful? I recently had one of those epiphany moments you hear about. Someone shared an article I wrote on Facebook and described me in a way I hadn't previously viewed myself. It was interesting because sometimes it's hard to know how others perceive you. Then there's the potential gap between others' perception of you and self-perception. In this case, there was definitely a perception gap, and I think it's a good thing. Here's what the person shared on their Facebook page. Here's a graphic of what they shared. It says, very informative article on lessons learned by a successful entrepreneur, ! Hashtag getting off the porch, hashtag just do it. Am I a successful entrepreneur? What caught my eye was her description of me as a successful entrepreneur. Until that moment, I hadn't fancied myself as such, but I shouldn't have been so hard on myself because, one, most people never make it beyond the, quote, I have a great idea, unquote, phase. Two, most people never launch a product. Three, most people don't get into tech accelerators. Four, and most people certainly don't raise not one, but 2 rounds of investment capital. This is not bragging, these are facts. So yeah, I accept her description of me. I am a successful entrepreneur. And if people like Oprah are right, and there is power when you start any sentence with, quote, I am, end quote, then this can only be a good thing, right? Success for the business. Now, I'm not delusional about what a successful business looks like for my investors or me. My business has a fundamental customer acquisition issue that must be resolved. I previously mentioned that my goal is to have an exit of $50 million in the next few years, which would obviously be incredible for my investors and me and my family, but it may or may not happen exactly that way. It doesn't matter though, because it won't change any of the things I've accomplished on that list above. Living on purpose. Another great revelation for me is this. I am truly living on purpose now. I believe my purpose in life is to be a successful entrepreneur, which I've now claimed, and to inspire others to do the same, which is why I wrote this book. Based on comments I get on articles I write, I am definitely inspiring others along their entrepreneurial journeys, and I'm pumped about it. This is a very exciting realization. And if what the late Dr. Wayne Dyer says is true, and now that I've changed my self-perception, great things are yet to come. So don't be so hard on yourself. How do you define success? Based on that definition, do you consider yourself successful? Hit me up on Twitter at James Oliver Jr. and tell me about it. And finally, at the end of the chapter, there's this fantastic graphic that says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. From Wayne Dyer, the late great Wayne Dyer, rest in peace, Wayne Dyer. So that's chapter 19. Do you think you're successful? What's interesting about that chapter is me riffing about not being so hard on yourself. I need to take a little bit of my own advice there, I think. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed that. I know you guys are feeling it because you keep telling me, you keep commenting, sharing, DMing me, buying the book, which I appreciate. You can get the book at themoreyouhustle.com. Tell a friend, tell a loved one. They will thank you for it, I promise. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for your time, energy, and attention. Have a blessed day. Peace.